This is the train at the Brevard Zoo in Melbourne, Florida. That's where we are. And we're going to be riding the train. And hopefully this will be a fun ride. This is done on train video on the camcorder. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Am I a little better? Okay. Oh, good afternoon. My name is Keith, and I'll be your guide this morning on the Cape to Cairo Express. They gave us a new engine today, our backup engine. It's a bit challenging to drive. It's over 57 years old, so it's a challenge. So anyways, my name is Keith, and I want to welcome you to the Cape to Cairo Express, which is a train ride which goes into a habitat where the animals are roaming freely. Because of that, we do have a few little house rules. One, no food or drink while you're on the train. If you have any bottled water or something with the cap or lid, that's fine. Just cap it, put the lid on, set it aside if you don't mind. Secondly, if you have any loose items, please hold on to those or secure those in some way. Because once we're in motion, we are not permitted to stop, and especially with this engine, I wouldn't. To pick any items up should they fall from the train. And it becomes even more important once we get out to the yard area where the animals are at, because if they fall out there, by the time we get a keeper to help us, there's always a chance it could be stepped on and crushed by one of the animals. And then finally, the animals do sometimes come close to the train. So if they shouldn't do that, please do not try to reach out and touch them. Don't wave at them, don't yell at them to try to get their attention, because they are zoo animals, but zoo animals are wild animals. And if you do any gesturing,
just trying to get the train ride. That's what I'm filming.
And we don't want to do that. Okay, so if we're good to go, let's go.
And the police don't mind getting filmed, so I'm filming them.
Here we go.
Scared me.
Hey, my name is Keith, and I want to thank you for allowing me to take you on this little adventure, and especially with this engine.
Sorry about that.
And I want to welcome you to the Brevard Zoo, where our mission statement is wildlife conservation through education and participation. Now, while you're on the train, I do hope you learn a little something and know that while you're at the zoo, a portion of all zoo emissions goes towards conservation efforts around the world, such as giraffes in Africa, jaguars in South and Central America. Could be the sea turtles right here in our very own Brevard County. Until recently, I used to tell people to look to the right at the brink of defense. You might catch a glimpse of the red wolf, but not anymore. They're working on that enclosure, and the wolves have been moved, but I think you can still see them on the wild Florida. But the red wolf is actually a hybrid of the gray wolf and the coyote. Sadly, it's believed in the early 1980s that there was only about 14 in existence at the time. But since that time, through conservation and species replenishment efforts, they have at least tried to reintroduce the red wolf back into its native habitat, which is in the southeastern United States, like right here in Florida. And on our left, we're going by our bird aviary, which is located in the Land of Change. And while you're in the Land of Change, you might also take part in a kangaroo encounter. Now that we are entering the tunnel that leads to the habitat, on the ground to our left are 3 round objects. I'm fairly confident the majority of you cannot easily identify those objects, but if you're finding it a tad challenging, I will give you a hint to let you know that they were provided by one of the animals out here in the habitat. We'll talk about them a little bit more on our return journey. But now that we're entering the habitat, just a reminder that the animals are roaming freely, so for your safety and their safety, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, keep your arms and legs inside the train at all times. Not to our left is a body of water we call the Nyame River. It's said to be the river so nicely named it twice, and if you're at least 5 years old, for $9.95, you can take a guided kayak tour on the Nyame River. It goes around the majority of the African exhibits, plus a few extras tossed in there, and just gives our guests just a little bit different perspective on those exhibits. See one of our cheetahs to the left there. And just beyond this bend, if we look to the left across the Nyame River, we might catch a glimpse of our zebras or our rhinos. Not seeing the rhinos, but I did see a few of our zebras up there. And here at the zoo we have
This is so beautiful. I'm taking a photo of
Randy
this.
zebras, which are the largest zebras of the zebra species. And if you were to shave the zebra down, you would discover they have dark skin with
Now it's
white
doing the
and
tap
dark fur,
focus.
much like the human fingerprints. No two zebra stripe patterns are the same. And just around this bend, up on our left, I'm seeing one of our impala, and I'm seeing 3 more on our right.
I'm not going to click it.
The interesting thing about this little herd of impalas is they used to be a herd of 3. When they were a herd of 3, they were very shy, very skittish. You never saw them. I, in fact, would go weeks and never see them. They would stay hidden in the overgrowth. But since they introduced a 4th, I don't know what the 4th did, but it changed the complete dynamic of their little group. They're very active, very social, very outgoing, very playful. They run, they jump, and they'll actually see them jump and bounce on a tree. The white and tan animals with the horns, those are scimitar horned horns. Both male and female grow those horns up to about 4 feet long that resemble a scimitar sword. Sadly, however, they were declared extinct in the wild in the early 2000s for a variety of reasons. Civil war, habitat loss. They were also hunted and poached for their meat, for their hide, for those horns. But since that time, through conservation efforts, they've started to reintroduce small herds back into their native habitat, which is the desert region around the country Chad in Africa. Now, if they're in the fenced-in area, why she's there, I don't know. That's Wendy, our female ostrich. And Chief is over here to our right. Now, Wendy has got a kind of a sandy gray coloration to her plumage. That allows her to more blend in with the environment when she sets on the eggs during the day. Chief, he's got that more distinctive black coloration with the white tips. For male ostriches, there's a couple of purposes. One, that helps him attract a mate in the wild, and then 2, to camouflage him from predators when he sets on eggs at night. Although they're completely flightless birds, they can run about 40 miles an hour for up to 30 minutes at a time before they have to kind of slow down and recharge the batteries. And those 2 large gentlemen out there, the one furthest away from us is Sammy, and the one lying with his back toward us, that is his brother Sammy. Or I meant the other one is Frankie, and that's Sammy.
What?
The animals.
And they are dromedary camels.
Where's the
Dromedary
animals?
means
This
that
way?
they're a single humped camel. And somewhere in childhood, I think we're always told the myth about camels throwing water in their humps, but that's not true. Those humps are actually made up of about 80% fatty tissue, but it is that fat reserve that allows a camel to go long periods of time in the desert without food or water, about 2 weeks without water, about a month without food. But when they do consume water, they drink about 35 gallons in about 10 minutes. Scimitar horned also lives in a desert environment, but although they do not have a hump with fatty reserves, they do have a fairly unique adaptation in that they can control their internal body temperature, and if need be, they can raise their temperature as high as
aim it out at the river and try to take a photo.
allowing them to go long periods without water and remain comfortable in the desert heat. And as we exit the yard on the left,
Yeah, I
around
just
the
took some
skull of the Nile
photos.
crocodile. Again, I'm seeing our cheetah. He's back and forth over
There
there.
we go. I make sure to tap that button.
And based on the size of that skull, they estimate that crocodile to have been about 18 feet long, give or take a foot. We do not have Nile crocodile in the U.S., but we do have its cousin, the American crocodile, and we also have the alligator. And Florida is the only place on earth where you will find crocodiles and alligators. Nile crocodile also has mistaken reputation in Africa as being the #1 killer of man. But that is not true. That distinction goes to the hippopotamus, which kills more human beings each year than
I
any
want
other
that
animal.
tap focus nonsense.
And it's sort of ironic because the hippo is a vegetarian, but it is very territorial. It can be very aggressive, and despite its size, moves fairly quickly in water. Now these three round objects, if you guess those to be ostrich eggs, you were correct. And they were donated by our very own Wendy, but we do not have an ostrich breeding program here at the zoo, so the eggs are collected, they are unfertilized, and they actually take a hand drill to drill through the eggshell to drain the contents because the eggshell is 1/8 inch thick. And whereas a chicken will lay eggs year round, an ostrich does not. They actually have a breeding season that goes roughly from March through September. And when laid, an ostrich egg weighs approximately 4 to 5 pounds. And the yolk of a single ostrich egg equals the yolk of about 24 chicken eggs. And we are again going by the aviary.
Alright, here we go. We're going to take a photo here, but the photo is going to be down on the camcorder. Here we go. Since we get the, we're going to aim the camera at the thing. Now we're going to take a photo. Here we go.
And just beyond the aviary, also in the land of change, are 3 solar trees that were donated by Florida Power & Light. I mention those only because a portion of the energy harnessed from those trees actually powers the pilot pin we're going by, and that's our Komodo dragon exhibit. And I haven't seen them out today, so it may just be a tad bit chilly for them, so they may be keeping them indoors. And although these dragons do not breathe fire, they do have a nasty bite. Because their mouth contains all kinds of bacteria, and if they were to, say, bite you on the leg, at the very least, you're probably going to lose that leg. And now that we're pulling back into the train station, please remain seated until we come to a complete stop, then you're free to exit to the right.
Alright, we're getting off this thing.
Please remember all your belongings, and enjoy the rest of the day at the Brevard Zoo.
Alright, we're going to a complete stop. You're now getting off the train. We are now off the train. We'll get a look at the cab. There's a view of it. Oh, cool. There's something flying over us, so I'm going to try to get a view of.
It's not the same.
Try to get a view of something. Did you turn off the sport camera? Alright. Did you turn off the sport camera? Yes, I did. Okay. But anyway, I'm trying to show something here. Like, what's in the sky? Alright. Since it's nothing. Alright. We're trying to, let me try to see if I can outro this clip. We just got done riding the train. We just got done riding the train.
Well, I cut the train off, the videos for the side-by-side off when we got there. Did you get good videos of the animals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, that's it and goodbye.
Don't forget to like,
Don't forget to subscribe.
and ring that bell.